chances, looking at the options that were available. Zambia still looking forward to clear that. Echikudananji tens. He's hoping to pick Barbara Banda, but that ball rolled out of play. So difficult second half for both sides, but more especially for Zambia. We will be under pressure to record their first win at this tournament, just to somewhat improve their chances of continuing as far as the tournament is concerned. It's cleared up Zambia side. Barbara Banda hoping to get that. Echikudananji just ready to properly deal with that ball. Kundananji back in possession for Zambia. Not so many players up front. Barbara Banda defending quite well. Grace Chanda yet again just running off to the wrong direction there. So Zambia will have to reorganize themselves of that set piece there.
It's Banda, the captain, that wins that set piece. She's got the power to hold off her markers, and she showed it just there. One would think that she should be receiving the ball, and this is how she managed to put it to great effect. It's Aniai that is the guilty party. Looks like the Shetties number 5 is tasked to man mark Banda.
Wilombe with the free kick. I think good comes out of that one, but Zambia still in possession. Priska. Zambia still under pressure again. They'll be looking for Musole. Give some composure. Zambia managing to open up the spaces. Dispossessed. That's Irene Lungu. Echikudananji fighting hard in there. Managed to just use one of the Senegalese players. Throwing up front, getting Barbara Banda. Referee will not buy that. To clear their lines. You can see how Zambia is trying by all means to cut off Senegal before they get into the danger spaces. Wondering why all the Zambian players are backtracking. Trying to clear their lines. Only that far. Senegal back into the thick of things again. Can they get across into the box? No. Echikudananji and Grace Chanda chasing the same ball, but Zambia, Irene Lungu manages to change the direction of the flow of the game there. Exchange of passes there between Martha and Dushomo. Long ball forward, hoping to go to the far right hand side. Senegal seems to be having a good command of that midfield. Tembo, Lombe, Lungu, Dushomo, Grace Chanda. One of the best touches I've seen from Chanda's entire game.
It's a good passage of passing football from Zambia. By my count, about 8 touches from one Copper Queen's player to the other, and nearly culminating into a very promising move. But it's Aniai who is equal to the task, thwarting that danger for Echikudananji, who was leaking.
Barbara Banda, chance there. Senegal deal with it. Zambia come again into attack. Milombe. Barbara Banda, can she find the ball? Just for a shot, a bit too strong for Barbara Banda. But Zambia have to deal with this attack from Senegal. Love how Mary Lombe is just so calm every time she seems to be under pressure. Long move forward. Barbara and Echikudananji combined quite well. Kundananji's out. Can she get this one? Yes, she can. Echikudananji. No way. It's not going to come. count because Zambia are now back in the driving seat with Rachel Kundaranji. What a combination of passes, pressure, piling, and it does definitely count. And yes, it does send that energy, that vibe in the terraces, and this is something that Argentine has been drinking for the longest time. Rachel Kundaranji for BFC does make it count for Zambia. What I would say, it has come, but probably too late.
It starts from Martha Tembo, but it's the tenacity I've been talking about. She creates a chance and opportunity out of nothing. Rachel Kundaranji diagonally into Mother Zambia, fighting spirit. She nicks the ball off the foot of Ndiaye. Looks first touch very good, second even better. But look at how she takes her head up, looks at where the goalkeeper is, and bang, she bangs it into the net. It's a second of the tournament, second for the Copper Queens in this particular encounter. It's the same combination that gave Nora the 2 goals last time out, Barbara Panda and Kundaranji. And this is the mark of a player that the nation expects to deliver on behalf of a country she dearly so loves. The girl that has her roots from the Copper Belt of Zambia, former Indeni FC striker, 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟 Kundaranji.
Oh, they have it, confirmation. The Copper Queens in the lead. It's 2-1 in favor of the Copper Queens, and only 52 minutes played. So it's Banda and Kundaranji, same as the story was against Morocco, and so they all continue to shine and dominate the Copper Queens Cup. And Senegal will stand for reaction now. Will they be as casual as they have been? They come attacking on the right hand side, but it's cleared off quickly by Martha Tembo. So it's going to be a throw-in for Senegal. Senegal in possession, crossing to the box, blocked in the process by Rachel Kundaranji. To be up for throw-in for Senegal.
She's been working so hard. You scheme, she really wants the title to come to Zambia. She backtracks, she defends, she attacks. One moment she's defending, the next moment she's pouncing on a loose ball by the defenders. Just the sort of energy that she has is what is amazing. She is a baller.
Absolutely. Throw in for Senegal. One would be thinking that the technical bench should be shaking around now to just add a bit of some firepower in that midfield for Zambia. Crossing to the box. Can Musola deal with this one? Again, misjudged. But Barbara Banda was hoping to 10. Shoot from afar.
Always many moments when balls are coming in from the air. Gambo Musola, very experienced goalkeeper, but she is finding it difficult to deal with aerial situations. Remember the Giselle Chapak goal that Morocco scored in the 87th minute. An aerial situation, of course, highly technical, very fantastic goal, but Gambo Musola has shown lack of composure when she's dealing with aerial situations. The Green Buffaloes shot stopper. The last edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, Zambia had Eza Natasha Nali in goal. Pretty much confident. She was in between the sticks when Zambia beat Senegal, and then is struggling to judge the flight of the ball and just to get hold of it. I was talking about Nali. She stopped a penalty and scored the winning penalty that took Zambia to the World Cup. She is on the mend as we speak and recovered pretty well. And since then, the number 1 position for the Copper Queens has been changing hands. We saw Eunice Sakala, we saw Catherine Sonda, and now Gambo Musola in goal. We have to see what will happen when she recovers fully. There's Natasha Nali. Remember that name? She scored a winning penalty and a stopping penalty.
2022, when that incident happened, when that game took place, actually, was one of the VR check. And one is wondering what could have happened. Would there have been a touch of the ball in there? Or maybe a push or a nudge? If it was the case, then it could be. It could call for a lot of
the penalty. I know you're trying to find kind words to use, but if there's it's because the VAR only superintends over a few decisions, and she has to go and check. Looks like somebody handled in the box there, and this could be detrimental to the Copper Queens. They could be conceding the second penalty in the second game in quick succession.
this properly.
Very difficult. I don't think that it could be given. It would be extremely
at that moment.
Just when Rachel Kundaranji is putting her head
to head, yes. It's not Rachel Kundaranji, that's Nachula.
Rachel Nachula. It's that from that position, you realize she has the back to the ball, and so nothing there that is deliberate. And certainly, well, let's wait and see what the referee will decide here. But very close to call. There is a handball that is being checked in the box, and that is why we are delaying here.
You can see what Vincent Amedomi from Togo keeps calling for the VR team to.
She has a back to the ball, and
certainly there was a clash of. There was a Togolese, the Senegalese player did get contact, yes, and obviously
there's a push on Rachel Nachula as well. This is what they're trying to check. What caused the ball to go back into the decision? Touch there from the moments, across the country, back home in Zambia, Lusaka, Chipata.
The referee has the final say to this.
Exactly.
Well, she seems to have made her decision. Check is completed. Wow, it looked like I think that it could have been an issue of Nora trying to have a look at what was happening at the VR check, and so she's been carded for that. Those are heavy moments. We expected that to happen. No penalty. Is it? Yeah. No penalty.
I think it's a fair decision to make because Rachel Nachula was genuinely trying to challenge the ball with her head, and it hit her on the arm, but the arm was in a natural position. Zambia gets away with that one. But the coach gets a yellow card. She was furious that the referee was going to check.
Even though from Martha Temple will see that one off. So it can be guaranteed that there will be plenty of optional additional time in this game. Zambia again trying to build from the back. Long ball forward. Hoping to find Rachel Kundaranji. Barbara Banda in possession. This place at that moment goes up for a throw in. Martin will check the throw in. Barbara Banda in possession. But can she cook up this one? Goes out of play for the throw in. Second one running. Here comes the changes. Remember that Drame had started in the previous game. So now coming out. So Kande out for Drame. So two changes, Cancelo for as well for Diallo.
Both Drame and Diallo started the game against Congo DR, and now is the time to turn back to them to try and see how they can get back into this game and be able to get at least 4 points out of it and set their sights on the quarterfinal.
Absolutely. Diallo plays at Papo in Mexico with Suarez. Trey plays in the Senegalese Women's League with Medina. It's one of those players that Medina has contributed for national cause at the Women African Cup Nations. Number 24, one of the many actually.
Just like the Buffaloes back home. Zambia, Buffaloes, Zescondola Girls, Red Arrows, some of the teams that contribute massively to national team. Of course, teams
PSG.
Rachel Kundananji was able to get one to the box to find Barbara Banda, but Senegalese are late at that combination. Mata heads. Lushomo actually. Senegal keep piling pressure. Mata Tembo clears that one.
No.
Amin Lungu to Rachel Kundananji as the Senegalese play in the box. Kundananji puts one forward. Kicking BBA 11. Can she keep it in play?
Well, it looks like there was a theatrical dive in the box. She'll be lucky not to earn herself a yellow card. The Senegalese attacker, who threw herself to the ground. Look at that difficult tackle by Mata Tembo, and look at the way she falls to the ground. Lucky that she hasn't gone into the referee's book for simulation.
Again.
This is not what happened. That's Liena Ndiaye. Plays a club football in France with Bougers.
No.
Quick reaction from Senegal. Long ball forward from Adama Sane. Curtailed by Mata Tembo. Zambia has improved in terms of more possession.
But they are passing the ball, they're looking more precision, they're looking more confident than they were in the first half. The halftime game clock seems to have worked, and the Senegalese have made 2 changes. Zambia yet to make a change. There's lots of quality on that bench.
Senegal quite less than that.
Can't see, don't see anything from Chilufya.
Looks like clash of heads there. Senegal put one forward. Sole. Hands. Still looked like it was a huge stretch.
Exactly, but she read her lines very well on that one. And kudos also to Mata Tembo, who policed heavily Amaka there. Jaya looking for a penalty for each and every little situation that she gets. And screaming loudly there, no matter that she was hardly touched.
Zambia seeming now bit of some composure. Kundananji, miscommunication. She fails to deal with that. It was Mata Tembo and Rachel Kundananji. Set us underway. Throwing from Adama Sane. They're out of danger. Senegal still have possession.
9.
So Grace Chanda has lost steam. She's nowhere to be seen to cut or provide supply in there. Kundananji. Long ball forward, looking for Barbara Banda. Well defended. Look at how quick Rachel Kundananji
transition from defense to attack. That one is amazing for Kundananji in this particular tournament. She is Zambia's all-time leading goal scorer when it comes to WAFCON. She scored 5 goals with the goal that she scored a few minutes ago. Let's say 5 goals and actually maintains her lead as the highest goal scorer in the WAFCON. Remember that Banda has not really been a feature in WAFCON.
I think that what Coach Nora needs to do is to provide more attack-minded players in the middle of the park. This will sort of easy for Barbara Banda with the chance. Priska Chilufya actually. Attempted deflection and corner.
The second half, but she pops up there and looks like she had been first of the tournament, and Zambia stayed in this particular game, but good block from the Senegalese with her long legs, just making sure that the Zambian international does not take the game beyond their reach.
Absolutely. Mareme Babu is football in France with Salisbury. Oh, that was a chance. Senegal. Long one forward, hoping to cut Zambia on a counter. What a back pass. Maybe a moment.
Confidence in the positioning of the keeper. 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟 there. Extremely confident that Ngabo will be able to pick it up, and she did just that. But maybe moments, like you mentioned.
Well, if you've been having difficult moments, that's a little pass from Ringo. Senegal quick to start. Dink one forward. She has to deal with 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟. Oh, she's been a darling in this game.
She missed the opener against Morocco due to suspension. She had acquired 2 yellow cards in the qualifiers, and that's what made her not to start. And we've also been hearing that there's a medical issue for the...
Zambia is making a change now. Toma, what do you make of this change? Finally, but you expected your Reverend Katumbo, you expected your message persona, but they wanted
𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟 is not a bad option. She's been lively in club career, playing in China. She's been scoring goals, and she's a lively player. But I was expecting that 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟, who is a white player, would come on for 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟 and fill in the white space. But she's taken the central space, which is not her most favored. Maybe they will teach her in this particular formation.
Give. Yourself. Yourself.
I think that transition there. Barbara Banda. This could be an important tackle. Can she do
this particular team by 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟. The captain Barbara Banda picks her out pretty well with the defense splitting pass. The first touch was the second one off just a training right there that lets her down. That she will be forgiven because it's her first touch. The next one.
Wow, Priska was equally offside at that moment, but probably not interfering with play. Sole comes to the rescue, and again, Diop goes down.
Concentrate in the air, rising above all the defenders there. One would have expected that she would head it with lots of precision, but 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟𝗟,
She was all by herself there. Look at that.
exactly, she arrived late in the box and had contact, but she had her eyes closed, and 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟𝗟 just put her body behind the ball, and that was enough to stop that one. Maybe moments for the Copper Queens. We talked about the aerial presence of these Senegalese Lionesses. They are well gifted in terms of height.
Direct cut out there. Clever pass by Priska. Yellow.
C'est ma frustration, tu vois. Non, mais pas nous, c'est ça. Ah, ça là, tu dois voir la crainte de ma frustration. Except the other one for Zambia has gone to the coach. There's 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟𝗟 next to the game, key player. And she wins Zambia a delightful free kick to have the chance to get the third and final game. Mary Lombe stands over this one.
Zambians need to push a lot of purchases in that Shomo Mamba. Priska Chilufya. This is where 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗟𝗟 is just far out. Lombe with the delivery. Into the box. Chance. Zambia still in possession. Nnananji lets it slide for a corner.
For once, a mistake by Tiaye. She came out of her lines and never made contact, proper contact with the ball, and that looked like it would fall on Zambian legs, but Rachel Kundananchi opted to instead get a corner so that they can have another chance to say goodbye to the chair.
When they got the other view.
Now,
Yes, I will
free kick to a corner. Short one. Into the box. A lot of copper jerseys in there. A quick one out by Senegal. Well cut out. Zambia in possession. 𝗙𝗧𝗟𝗟-𝗧𝗜𝗠. Rachel to chase. Barbara Banda is right inside. Can they get this one? Oh, Senegal clear it out. A bit of hesitation by Rachel Kundananchi the first time she stepped out.
She looked up looking for a run from Barbara Banda, and Barbara Banda came in, but it was a bit too late because it is Bible that had covered the lines. There it is. Rachel Kundananchi with that sneaking pass, but Banda just behind the two defenders there.
But you notice where 𝗙𝗧𝗟𝗟-𝗧𝗜𝗠 was.
The captain showing the best. Kundananchi opted to trust his captain.
Shows how Rachel, every time there's a corner, she's not right to the box. She take up visits to always be tracking after the pins.
Second message, we see. Second message.
Far side now take that corner. Take it. Long bit. Clever run. They get the cross into the box. Too much. Finally into the box. And Rachel Kundananchi with the chance for Zambia. Skipper. Zambia finally find the back of the net. It was coming. It was definitely coming. Barbara Banda with the brace. Agitated, disappointed. But it's all thanks to God for the goal of the Zambian side.
Well, the crowd has to be one. Chanting 𝗙𝗧𝗟𝗟, screaming the name of the Copper Quiz. But look at that pass from Frida Mukuma, and the first touch extremely good from Kundananchi. She pans it forward, and great reaction from the captain. Fantastic. Captain leader, captain goal scorer, captain carrier on the shoulder. Barbara Banda taps it in, beating the 18-year-old DI. She's been fantastic in goal for Senegal. She has allowed 3 goals. Certainly, she does not deserve to pick 3 goals in the back of the net. But with a strike force like that of Kundananchi, partnered with Banda, 𝗙𝗧𝗟𝗟, and now Frida Mukuma, that is what is expected of a ferocious partnership up front. Banda and Kundananchi, these will always be nightmares to defenders across the continent, believe it or not.
Get the continent, they're the most performing players in women's football.
Confirmed.
Senegal make a quick change. Comes in for 𝗙𝗟𝗟. 𝗙𝗟𝗟 has been really quiet. I get a feeling that they say this is a comfortable lead, isn't it?
Where that is coming from, as long as Rachel Kundananchi and Barbara Banda still stays on the pitch, you reckon they're capable of getting more goals.
All you need for now is a bit of some discipline on the Zambian side, and you expect maybe more talk from the technical bench. We've rarely seen part of Zambia's technical bench stand up with from Nora. Not so many times that she stood up.
Exactly, but fresh legs will be needed towards the end of this particular encounter.
Quick one forward. Again, Zambia defending recklessly. Imagine Senegal has been given a chance to.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
To find the goalkeeper off the line. Can Kundananchi find that? No. That would have been the best alternative.
Exactly. Frida Mukuma was calling for it. She was she was lacking just outside the box there, but the captain went for the audacious. She has scored a brace, and she was fancying a hat-trick. on that particular situation. But Zambia still need, I was talking about fresh legs needed, especially in the middle of the park. We still have a little bit more attacking, players on the pitch than necessary. We could bring in 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟-𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘zambia to stabilize the midfield, or even the likes of 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟-𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘zambia to just come and stabilize the midfield. This is football world over. You've gotten 3 goals in the last 10 minutes. Begin to decide to close shop, because if you become too careless, you might concede.
Pamabanda opting to track back. Clever play on the far side.
Oh, I go.
What a miss. This could have counted for the young lad. Freedom Ukoma could have definitely found the back of the net.
Rachel Kundananji missed in the first half, but 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟-𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘zambia cutting menacingly on the right hand side of the attack. And the Freedom Ukoma already seen the headlines before she put it behind the net. What is the referee saying for this one? It is the goalkeeper that has gone down. And looks like she had gotten a touch to beat first. At the moment, we are awaiting the decision of the referee. Looks like she's given a penalty, because it's the keeper that is being yellow carded, meaning it's a penalty to Senegal.
The goalkeeper.
She's waiting for 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟-𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘 so that she can issue a penalty. She can issue a yellow card. If the card has gone to the keeper, it simply means that it is a penalty to Senegal.
Wow, too important to have a look at this again.
Exactly, if she touched the ball and VAR should come to the rescue of the Copper Queens, it has already done once. But if she missed the ball completely and took down the player, then it's a penalty to Senegal.
Wow, you can tell from the body language from Vincent, she's still holding on to that card. See Nora calling for VR check.
I was talking about closing shop. You don't need to leave a lot of spaces. You are leading by 2-0. There's no need to be too excited bombing forward. You need to be conscious, knowing that if they don't score, we are okay. And so you need a little bit more bodies in the middle of the park than wide and sticking up front here. There is Ukoma is a striker, Barbara Band a striker, 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟 is a striker, Rachel Kundananji is a striker. 4 strikers. You are leading by 3-1. You really have to begin to see how you close shop. Have more bodies in the middle of the park that can win you, those challenges in the middle of the park, and slow down the tempo of the game. It's a yellow card to spot.
So this could be a free kick, eh?
It's a penalty.
No, did it happen inside the box or at the edge?
If it was outside the box, 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟 would have been receiving the red cards.
Line.
The line counts for the penalty as well. It's just a question of checking whether she had touched the ball or not. If she missed the ball and got the player, it's a penalty.
Well, this could also change the narrative.
Exactly. And 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟 caused it. 𝗙𝗨𝗟 has the responsibility on behalf of the 20 million plus Zambians to stop this.
Wiena Iaye of Boogers in France will take the sport kick. She could actually be going on to 4 goals if she does convert this one. Well, remember that I'm already considered a penalty against Morocco. Questioning about what the technical bench is doing, having a lot of attack-minded players on the field of play when they only have 10 minutes to defend. And he steps up, converts with ease. And Senegal have a lot of belief in themselves that they could change the narrative. You still go ahead and make the substitution.
You still need to close the spaces. There are a lot of spaces here. This one I really look good and very long. And there's a penalty just low left corner of 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟, and that was enough for Diop to get a 4th goal of the tournament. And it's a game on here, 3-2 in favor of the Copper Queens. Game on with 10 minutes plus added on time to be played. You need those bodies in the middle of the park, because This is the engine of football, and too many attack-minded players. Sometimes you realize that they stop backtracking.
Confirmation: Zambia 3, Senegal 2. They managed to get one back, and it's game on here. And they will believe in themselves. Wilombe with the header. Zambia being cut out here. Diaye. Cross comes in. Musole collects.
Trying to make amends for conceding that penalty. All being equal, should have been first to arrive on the ball and clear it before Diaye even stepped into the box. And this is where the danger is coming in. The defense splitting passes that are coming through, but on this particular occasion, Gambo Musole should be celebrated for having stopped that one.
Good speed pass, but not on point. And this is what Zambia needs to be doing. Every time the back passes, the offensive lines needs to really be closing that gap in order to avoid giving Senegal the spaces. And they cut out again. You can see a lot of hesitation from the assistant.
One substitution from Northampton and 4 rather from Season. With 8 minutes of regulation time to be played.
Well, if Zambia fails to get the points here,
Go.